What am I doing? Oh, what am I wearing? This is a surveyor's vest. Welcome back, by the way. I was wanting something that when I'm out and about in the garden every now and then I need a tool, and I went to get my spring jacket out of storage, and I realized from my job as a landscape maintenance I had two of these. So by wearing these I can comfortably carry. I'm out and about in the garden, sometimes I want a pair of pruners or a pruning saw or a pair of gloves or a notepad with the pencil. Or a camera. Or sunglasses. So that's why most of my gardening, outdoor gardening videos will probably be wearing one of these. I have two, so I can dirty one, put it in the laundry, and when the other one gets dirty, do laundry. As for what I'm doing, it's a little too dark for these. I'm going to be planting transplants. Wrong one. But I'm not going to be planting them in the traditional garden bed. So I'm preparing, because we have snowshoe hares running around here, some twigs to put around them. So that the hares won't be chomping down on the cabbage or whatever I have planted there. 1,200 square feet of prepared planting area, and I've ran out of planting space. Starting your seeds inside and growing transplants, or buying transplants at the nursery, whichever you prefer, has its pros and cons. The most popular one, of course, being the hardening off procedures. And if you're starting them at home, you need space inside to start them. On the other hand, starting them inside gives you two big opportunities. One is you started a bunch of seeds in a small area, and you only plant out those seeds that actually germinate, so you can put the plants exactly where you want them. The other thing is, if you have a transplant, you really don't need a prepared bed. You can put them anywhere. What you need is a shovel. I've got this little teaspoon shovel here because of the area I was digging in. I can actually really dig at it and dig out the right size of hole for my transplant. Has some compost to throw in it, and then you plant your transplant in that little bit of compost. That being said, I have planted some stuff around the area here. Before we do, I planted out my salad greens in a few beds down there in the shady plot, and I did it the way I showed you the first showing of the planting the carrot seed. It's what they call throw sow. It really only takes about 2 minutes to seed a bed that way. It's very nice if you want to do a mixture. I could have just mixed those salad greens together, done a throw sow, and I would have had a very diverse planting throughout each bed. But here on this slope, this is the slope that I got my first ripe watermelon. It was just a little guy, but it was a ripe watermelon, and boy was it delicious. South is actually that way. So this slope is facing southeast. And since I got that watermelon, I have several large trees, aspen grow up here. So it was shaded. And now over the winter I've gotten this couple that was right there cut down. And I've got the ones where the ends pin is going to go cut down. So I've got a sunny area here right now. I planted a Scotia tomato. Over here behind me is a Dill's Atlantic giant pumpkin. I got a kale and the broccoli. Since I put the sticks around it, nothing has touched them. So when you're planting a new tree, it is preferable to have a ring around the tree where you've removed all the grass and the sod. So since you're digging the hole anyway, if you remove the sod back far enough, say a foot or more from the tree, you can plant plants underneath your tree, and it won't cause much shade because the tree is still small. This is one of the pear trees. And so what I've done, I've got compost put around the tree like I had said in the previous video, and now I've planted here is a broccoli Arcadia, and over here is a little chamomile. It's not much of a plant yet, but hopefully you'll pick up now. And I have a baby choy to plant, which I'll plant up here. And the marigold, and I plant on there. So 4 corners. Remember, when you're transplanting out, it's better to not disturb the roots if you can help it. This little marigold is in a smaller cup. Now once again, we have snowshoe hares, so I got to put these twigs around. Up my chamomile. You see Mr. Squirrel going off with his mouth full of nesting material? So there's my planting around the base of a tree. Marigold, broccoli Arcadia, cabbage baby choy, and that little thing over there is a chamomile. Not last fall, but the fall before, I laid cardboard down, a layer of composted wood chips, and a layer of regular compost along by the fence here. And then all last winter, last growing season, I should say. I had flowers here, and I layered compost and grass clippings on it. This year, you can see I've got about 4 inches. And I was clearing the weeds out of this yesterday, and I found quite a few worms. There's one. So they move further down now that I've disturbed them. But there was a lot of worms, and some much bigger than that. So I have a nice planting area here now. Not for deep-rooted crops like carrot or something, but for anything above ground, and say turnips can grow in something like this. Beets, like I say, anything that's not really deep rooted. And it took a year, and the very first year you could grow carrots grow stuff along here. I had peas against the fence here, and I got a decent harvest. And just like I said, it was fall before last I laid it down. And I planted peas there the very next spring and wasn't expecting to get anything at all. And I got a decent harvest. If you have time, this along here is the Ruth Stout method. I planted garlic here last year. And for each clove I planted, I got 2 cloves back. Now this year, as you can count these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 cloves forming on this garlic. And many of the others going across there has several cloves on them. They're growing way better than they were last year. So you take a year to lay down carpet, and then you put your compost on, put mulch on. For this I've got composted wood chips and grass clippings over last summer, and this year it's half decent. So for the sake of believing in tomorrow, you can build up a garden bed on a fairly unforgiving ground, whether it's hard or too rocky or what. Just build up with layers of compost and mulch, and 2 or 3 years and you'd have yourself a bed that you can grow vegetables in. Now this is a true experiment, because this is the area that has the high water table, and the ground is soaked here most of the time. It has, however, because it was so wet, built up quite a thick layer of organic matter. I bought this willow to put here. I want small plants because the well is back right there. I think I'm going to find that basket willow, though. I want willows because they're the famous ones for making your wattle fencing and your most of the stuff you need flexible wood for making trellises and that kind of stuff. But there's a tree called a basket willow that I think I want to put on the other side of the little ditch outflow from the well there. But to experiment here, I'm putting in some cabbage plants. I have a cabbage red express, a cabbage early Copenhagen, and I'll put them two down this side because they'll get the most sun there. The kohlrabi, I'll put that over here. And this is a kale. Now I don't know how fast these things are going to grow. We'll see during the growing season, won't we? This is called the blue fox willow. And the soil is so wet here. But I think cabbage can withstand quite a bit of water, so that's why I'm experimenting with the cabbage family plants here rather than putting in some of the others. I have to put some twigs around here. Maybe I should see if I can root these. The rabbits do chew on willow. Snowshoe hare, I mean. See about rooting them and then have two more plants to put out here. I used up my twigs, so I had to cut some more, but I think I want bigger ones for here anyway. It really doesn't take much to keep wildlife out if they have their native food around the area. You just need something to guide them, that's all. There we go. Once again, I deliberately sowed extra so that I can experiment with this planting out around, and not just to show you that you don't need to immediately have a well-prepared bed, but also to start with making a landscape that is, as one person put it, a garden disguised as a forest. And if you look at nature, she doesn't put things down in neat little rows, all boarded off, nice little rectangles. Everything is chaos. And so that's what I plan to accomplish over time, is a chaotic placement of food plants. So I hope you found this interesting. Hit the like button if you did. If you'd like more videos on self-sufficiency and having a food landscape in cooperation with Mother Nature, hit that subscribe button and we'll be on our way. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, the next video is my garden tour. I have a few things to do, and then I will show it to you. So I don't know exactly when I'll get to it. This is Saturday now. Will it be Monday, Tuesday? We will see. And it may be one video, maybe two. But whichever it is, hope to see you there.